Hello everyone, my name is Pawan Puri. Today we are going to see the different methods, different techniques to find out the natural frequency of free longitudinal vibration. So first of all, we will see what is meant by natural frequency. We have already discussed the frequency of the system when no external force or no damping is provided to that system. Means system ला काहीही आपण अप्लाय केलेलं नाही ना ना डॅम्पिंग प्रोव्हाइड केलेलं ना एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाय केलेला आहे सो दॅट व्हॅल्यू ऑफ फ्रिक्वेन्सी इज कॉल्ड एज नॅचरल फ्रिक्वेन्सी ऑफ दॅट सिस्टम व्हॉट इज फ्री व्हायब्रेशन only initial displacement we are giving to the system. What is longitudinal? The vibrations which are occurring along the length of the shaft or along the length of the springs. So there are 2-3 methods to find out the natural frequency of free longitudinal vibration or natural frequency of any vibration systems. First one is equilibrium method. So here we are using D'Alembert's principle. So what you do now, you just let us consider figure number A. Here in figure number A, one fixed support is there, then we will have a spring of stiffness S, or we can say a spring stiffness of K. So this position of the spring is called as unstrained position or original position. Now what you do, you just apply small mass of amount m at the end of system, at the end of that spring. So then what you do, you just apply a small mass to the end of that spring. So because of that mass, some force will act on the system. That force is called as mg force, or weight of that mass. And to oppose that force, what the spring will do, spring will try to apply some force to oppose that external force mg. So that spring force will be called as k delta spring force, or s delta. Either you take spring stiffness as k or s. We can consider that either you consider k as a stiffness or s as a stiffness, it will not matter. Okay, so what we have done, we have just taken a spring fixed support, one spring and one mass is attached to the system, because of this mass a mg force will act on the system. To oppose this system, what the spring will do, spring will apply a spring force or restoring force to recover, to bring the system to its original position. So that value will be your k delta. So at equilibrium position, so this line is called as equilibrium position. So here you will get equation mg is equal to k delta. Just remember this equation, mg is equal to k delta, mass force, spring force. Okay. Now what you do, so here we will get that mg is equal to k delta. Now what we will do, we will apply a small initial displacement to the that mass. That amount is let's say x, x units. Okay, so because of that some force will act on the system, that w. Okay, and that w will try to bring the system in accelerating condition. So the force m into d square x upon dt square will act on the system. Okay, to oppose that, again one restoring force, s into delta plus x. S is spring stiffness and delta plus x is your deflection. Okay, so s into delta plus x will act on the system to restore that system. So what will be your restoring force? your restoring force will be W minus that downward force W, that is mg, minus S into delta plus x. You just multiply S into delta, S into x. So your final restoring force equation will be restoring force is equal to minus S into x or minus k into x. Let us say this is your equation number 1. As you are applying acceleration force to the system, so you will get one accelerating force. So value of accelerating force, you know, mass into acceleration, so m into d square x upon dt square will be your accelerating force. And what are these force? These are equal and opposite forces, so I am just equating that m into d square x upon dt square is equal to minus x. What you do now, you just bring the minus sx terms into the left hand side, so you will get the equation 3. And what you do, you just divide this equation by m, so you will get the final equation is equal to d square x upon dt square plus s by m into x is equal to 0, or either you can consider d square x upon dt square plus k by m into x equals to 0. So this is your equation number 3. And this is your equation number 3. And we already have simple harmonic motion equation, that is d square x upon dt square plus omega square into x equals to 0. Now you what you do, you just compare equation 3 and equation 4. So you will get a value of omega square is equal to k by m from the equation 3 and 4. And from that omega square is equal to k by m or s by m, you will get the value of omega, that is omega is equal to under root k by m or under root s by m. What is s or what is k? That is spring stiffness. What is m? The external mass applied at the end of spring. So you will get omega is equal to under root s by m or omega is equal to under root k by m. From that you can directly calculate the time period. That time period will be 2 pi by omega. And from the same formula you can calculate the frequency, that is fn is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root s by m or under root k by m. Okay, and we already have one equation, that is mg is equal to k delta. Okay, so in this equation what you do, you just put the value of k by m or s by m by g by delta. Okay, from this equation you will get k by m or s by m is equal to g by delta. So again you will get the another formula of frequency, that is frequency is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root g by delta. So we have two formulas of frequency, natural frequency of longitudinal vibration, that is 1 upon 2 pi is under root s by m or k by m equals, or another formula 1 upon 2 pi under root g by delta. Now what you do, you just put the value of g, that is 9.81 meter per second square, and you just solve this equation. You will get the final value as frequency is equal to 0.4985 under root delta. This will, and the unit of the frequency will be hertz. Okay, so again from this equation we need to find the delta, that is deflection of that system. So how will you find out the deflection of that system? So this is the formula. We already know. What is that formula? That formula is Young's modulus is equal to stress upon strain. So what is value of stress? That is f by a or p by a, we can say it. What is the value of strain? Strain is change in length upon original length. Okay, so this will be your equation. Now what you do, you just try to find out the value of delta L, that is deflection, you can say delta L value from this equation. So you will get a value delta L is equal to PL by A into E, delta delta is your deflection. Delta is equal to PL by AT. What is P or what is F? You can either write F also over here. What is P, what is F? It is force, external force. L, length of that shaft or length of that spring. A, cross sectional area of that shaft. E, Young's modulus of the material of shaft. Okay, so to find out the frequency of longitudinal vibration, you need to use this formula or these formulas. Okay, so for this formula 0.4985 upon under root delta, you need to find out the value of delta by using this formula, that is delta is equal to WL upon AE. W is force, L is length, E is Young's modulus, A is area. Okay, so this is the frequency value, or this is the frequency value of free longitudinal vibration. Okay, now we will go to the another method, that is energy method, and we just need to use one concept of energy, that is conservation of energy concept. Okay, so what is the conservation of energy concept? That total energy of system always remains constant. Total energy in the system always remains constant. So what you do now, you just take one system, that is spring mass damper system over here. Okay, let's suppose this is spring mass damper system. Okay, so the from the fixed support, this mass will be at some height, so this mass will possess a potential energy, and the deflection of spring is happening because of the application of mass over here. So that spring stiffness will try to possess a kinetic energy in this system. So what will be the total energy of this system? That is kinetic energy plus potential energy of the system is equal to constant. So this is your final equation of the system. Now what you do, you just try to derivate that equation. So derivative of with respect to time, Ke plus P equals to a derivative of constant, and we all know that constant value, derivative of constant value is 0. Okay, so this is your main equation, equation number 1. Now what you do, you just try to find out the value of kinetic energy and potential energy. What is the value of kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 2 mass into velocity square. 1 by 2, put 1 by 2 as it is, m as it is, and what you do, you just put the value of velocity is equal to dx by dt. So your final equation will be equal to K is equal to 1 by 2 into m into dx by dt square. Okay, now we will find out the spring value or potential energy of spring. So what will be the value? We all know the spring stiffness or the potential energy, or means spring stiffness or the energy stored by the spring. So you have to take that value as average value, initial value plus final value. So 0 plus kx or sx by 2 into x, the deflection of that spring. So your final value of potential energy is equal to 1 by 2 kx square or 1 by 2 sx square. Now you put the value of potential energy and kinetic energy into the our equation number 1, that is derivative of kinetic energy plus potential energy equal to 0, and you just try to solve this value. You will get the final equation is equal to m into d square x upon dt square plus sx or kx equals to 0, and what you do, you just divide this equation by m. So your final equation will be d square x upon dt square plus k by m x equals to 0. And what you do now, you just try to compare this equation with the equation of simple harmonic motion. So again you will get the same equation, omega square is equal to under root k by m or s by m. So omega n is equal to omega square is equal to k by m. So omega will be is equal to under root k by m. So this will be your angular velocity value, and what will be your frequency value? Natural frequency is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root k by m. Okay, so again from the both method, that is from energy method or from equilibrium method, we are getting the same value of frequency of longitudinal vibration, that is frequency is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root k by m or under root s by m or under root g by delta, or frequency is equal to 0.4985 upon under root delta. And what is the value of delta for the longitudinal vibration? Delta is equal to PL by AE or FL by AE. Okay, so this is your second method, energy method. Now again you have third method, that is Rayleigh's method. So what you have to do in Rayleigh's method, you just have to compare the maximum potential energy of system and maximum kinetic energy of the system, and what you do, you just equate these two maximum values of potential energy and kinetic energy. Again you will get the same value of omega square is equal to k by m or s by m. Again you will get the omega value is equal to under root k by m, and again you will get the value of frequency is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root k by m or under root s by m. Okay, so these are the three different methods to find out natural frequency of any system who is having the longitudinal vibration, who is possessing the longitudinal vibration. Okay, and now we will see how to find out the natural frequency of transverse vibration. So you already know the difference between longitudinal vibration and transverse vibration. The vibrations along the axis or along the length of shaft are called as longitudinal vibration, and the vibrations of the system perpendicular to the length, perpendicular to the axis of shaft are called as transverse vibration. So what you do now, so how will you get the transverse vibration? So here you can see one cantilever beam is considered, fixed support, mass, and at the end one point load of W is attached to the system. So I will just try to explain some another point to you. Let's suppose this is your fixed support, this is your shaft, this is your mass, this is having spring stiffness K, and one mass is attached to the end of the shaft. So vibration along the length are called as longitudinal vibration, right? And now if this image is rotated by a 90 degree, then you will get another image, that is, this is fixed support, this is shaft, and this is M, or you can say a point load W or M, and this is your spring or shaft having stiffness is equal to K. So what you are getting here, you are getting a cantilever beam, and we have already studied the concept of cantilever beams in the strength of material subject. Okay, what I have done, I have just rotated the longitudinal figure by 90 degree to get the transfer vibration image. Okay, so here you have to use the concept of cantilever beam. Okay, now what we will do, we will try to find out the natural frequency of transverse vibration. So again I have considered a spring of or a shaft of stiffness K, delta, deflection, same again I am giving some initial displacement x to that system, means the concept which we have used in equilibrium method in for the longitudinal vibration, same concept we are using here to solve that system. Again we will get the restoring force minus Sx, again we will get accelerating force is equal to m into d square x upon dt square. I will equate this and I will get the final equation, that is d square x upon dt square plus s by m into x equals to 0, and I will get the frequency value is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root k by m or 1 upon 2 pi under root g by delta. Okay, and what will the value of delta g, what is the value of g, that is 9.81. so again we will get the final value of frequency is equal to 0.4985 upon under root delta. Okay, so as you can see, you are getting the frequency values or the frequency equations for the longitudinal vibration and for the transverse vibration are almost equal, that is frequency is equal to 0.894985 upon under root delta hertz. You are getting the same values of frequency, but there is only one difference between the deflection delta. Okay, so what is that deflection delta? For longitudinal vibration you have to use delta is equal to PL by AE. Okay, you have to use delta is equal to PL by AE. And for transverse vibration you have to use for the transverse vibration you have to use I will show you some terms related to cantilever beam. Okay, so these are some values of deflection for the transverse vibration of any system. Let's suppose if you are having a system of cantilever beam, one end is fixed and to the other end W force is applied or point load is applied, so your deflection value will be equals to delta into delta is equal to WL cube upon 3EI. W is your point load, L is length, E is Young's modulus, I is mass moment of inertia. The second case, if you are having uniformly distributed load, then you will have the value of delta is equal to small WL raised to power 4 upon ADI. So these are some different values, different cases of cantilever beam, that cantilever beam which is possessing the transverse vibration. So while solving the problem of longitudinal vibration and transverse vibration, to means let's take an example that you will get one system and you have to find the frequency of that system which is having the longitudinal vibration. What will be the value of frequency of longitudinal vibration, and other question will be what will be the value of frequency of transverse vibration. So you have to use the same formula, that is frequency is equal to 0.4985 upon under root delta. But for the longitudinal vibration you have to use the delta value is equal to PL by AE or FL by AE. And for transverse vibration you have to use the value of delta is equal to the different cases we have seen over here. You have to use these delta values, you will have to use these cases, you will get same cases in the problem. So you have to use these delta values, you have to find out these deltas from these equations, and you have to put this delta value into that frequency equation. Okay, okay, so let's take one example. The example is given over here. That is example, a cantilever beam or cantilever shaft of 50 mm diameter and 300 mm long has a disc of mass 100 kg at its free end. The Young's modulus of shaft material is 200 giganewton per meter square, that is 200 into 10 raised to power 9 Newton per meter square. And you have to find the frequency of longitudinal vibration and frequency of transverse vibration. So you have to find two values of frequency. First, for the longitudinal vibration, if that shaft is possessing longitudinal vibration, then what will be the frequency of that vibration? If that shaft is possessing the transverse vibration, then what will be the value of transverse vibration? Okay, so you just write down the given data first of all. So you have diameter 50 mm, that is 0.05 mm, length 0.03 meter, 0.3 meter, m 100 kg, mass E 200 into 10 to power 9 Newton per meter square. Okay, you just find out the value of cross sectional area, that is A is equal to pi by 4 d square. You find out the value of I, that is I is equal to pi by 64 d raised to power 4. Now you find the value of deflection for the longitudinal vibration, that is delta is equal to WL by E. So that value will be 0.751 into 10 raised to power minus 6 meter. And now you put this value into frequency equation, that is frequency is equal to 0.4985 upon under root delta. So you will get 575 hertz frequency, that this is frequency of free longitudinal vibration of that shaft. Now what we will do, we will try to find out the frequency of transverse vibration. So as you are getting as we know from the problem that it is a cantilever shaft, so it one end must be fixed, and it is given that the disc of mass of 100 kg is attached to the another end, that another free end. So this is the case of I will show you what is this case. This is the case of cantilever beam. This is the first case, that is cantilever beam with a point load W and at a free end, means its one end is fixed and to the second end the load W is attached. So what will be the value of deflection over here? Deflection is equal to WEL cube upon 3EI. So what you do now, you just put the value, you just find out the value of delta is equal to WL cube upon 3EI. Okay, we have used the cantilever beam equation, one end fixed and for the another end point load is attached. So you will get the value of delta is equal to 0.147 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter. And finally you will get the frequency, that is 0.4985 upon under root delta. So you will get 41 hertz as a transverse vibration frequency, of that shaft. Okay, so I think this is enough for today's session. We will continue our next point in our next lecture. Thank you.